You didn't fail because you're lazy or undisciplined. You failed because you were playing a game with rules nobody explained and someone else held all the cards. Discipline was never the missing piece. Your brain isn't broken, it's running on ancient hardware exploited by modern software. Every time you sit down to do real work and instead end up scrolling, snacking, just checking one thing, that's not a willpower failure. That's your amygdala treating the task like a threat. Stress hormones flood in, overriding your prefrontal cortex, the part that thinks long term. You don't choose to avoid the work, your nervous system chooses for you. Picture this. You open Instagram for 1 minute just to check a message. 45 minutes later, you surface and can't say what you actually saw. You weren't entertained, you were just gone. That's a system working exactly as designed, on you. That's where dopamine comes in, and almost everyone misunderstands it. It's not the reward, it's the want, the chemical that says chase this, not enjoy this. The precise version of what research shows: anticipation often triggers a stronger dopamine response than the reward itself. The build-up to a notification can register more strongly than the message that follows. Every app you use was engineered around that maybe, the variable reward, the infinite scroll with no stopping point. Your brain, starving for relief from stress, walked right into it. Do that enough times and desensitization sets in. Your receptors adapt to the flood by shrinking. Silence starts to feel unbearable. Deep work starts to feel like punishment. Ever notice your hand drift to your pocket at a red light before you decided to reach for it? That itch isn't boredom. That's withdrawal. It's not that you lost your discipline. Your baseline got recalibrated by a system designed to keep you hooked, and real life stopped clearing the bar. You can't out-willpower biology. You have to out-design it. First, lower the floor. Stop filling every gap with stimulation, waiting in line, commuting, the minute before a meeting. Let yourself be bored on purpose. You're starving your brain back into a state where ordinary things feel rewarding again. Second, remove the decision. The stressed version of you will always choose relief over effort. That's neurology, not a flaw. So don't leave it a choice. Sleep in your gym clothes, put the book on your pillow, charge your phone in another room. Environment beats intention every time. Third, shrink the entry point. Not write the report, just open the document. Not work out for an hour, just put your shoes on. Once you're in motion, momentum does the rest. The war was never about finishing. It was about starting. Fourth, make the chase yours again. Dopamine responds to pursuit, not just consumption. Engineer your own variable reward. Break the work into pieces small enough to feel weekly progress. Track it somewhere visible, a board, a calendar, a streak, and let seeing that progress be the hit. Fifth, pre-decide for the bad days. Decide now what the minimum version looks like. One push-up, one sentence, one page, so a broken day doesn't become a broken identity. I know someone who went 12 days without an app before bed. On day 13, a rough night brought the habit right back, just this once. One night became 4. What pulled her back was a rule written on her fridge weeks earlier. Rough night still gets 1 page. Not perfect, just enough to keep the river moving. A river during a drought is still a river, only a memory of one once it stops, and forgive yourself when you slip. Self-criticism stacks a second threat on the first. Your amygdala barely separates "I failed" from "I am a failure." Shame doesn't build discipline, it builds more procrastination. None of this is about trying harder. It's about building a system that works with your stress and reward wiring instead of screaming at it. People who look disciplined didn't win a willpower contest. They stopped fighting a war they couldn't win and started designing one they could. Here's the thing about a rigged game. Once you see how it's rigged, it stops tricking you the same way. The house is still the house. The odds haven't changed, but you're no longer at the table by accident. You're there on purpose, playing with your eyes open. Nothing outside you has to change for this to work, not the algorithm, not the apps. Only one thing changes, whether you keep playing someone else's game blind or start playing your own with your eyes open. You are not behind, you are not broken, you just learned the rules of a game that's been running your whole life. So, what's the first move you're making now that you can see the board? Write it down. That's you, picking up your first piece.